What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome, Rock Bottom Podcast with Ray DeVito. Yeah, man. So they want me to do a half an hour solo, and then I'm bringing on Matt Fulchiron, the Full Charge, very funny comedian, and yeah. So we'll get into that. I will quick shout out to my sponsors, Silk City Hot Sauce, SilkCityHotSauce.com. Put in rock,
Mhm.
and you save 15% on your order, and then also ex-husband's deodorant, which is ariejane.com, AERIEJANE.com. Everyone knows Ari from the show. If you listen to the show before, she's awesome. It's goat milk soaps and deodorant. Victory Pose, that's the one that I use, and you get 15% off and free shipping on your first order. All right, what's going on? What they want me to talk to the chat room first before I get into stuff. So we got Gina Levy. Welcome. Gina is a yeah, they got memberships now. Level 1 and level 2 memberships where you get like a bunch of uh I, Joe, you explain. What do they get?
So it's the same stuff they get on Patreon, the $5 tier and $10 tier. $5 gets you in the door, $10 gets you everything. The Blunder Years, we're going to be doing. We did a bonus BS show over there today. We're going to be doing some shows exclusively over there. You guys are going to be hopefully doing some stuff over there.
Yes, I love Gina, the lovely Mrs. Levy, but she what do you call it? She dumped my Patreon to join this. So my $5 from join my Patreon, you bastards. Patreon.com/Ray DeVito. My dry bar special, no longer number one. 4 weeks. I had it number one for 4 weeks. It's gone. But my special, A Life Without Balconies, is debuting either this weekend or next weekend. They're going to play it 6 times in its entirety on Sirius XM. Once they get the exclusive, and then after that, then I can sell it and stuff. Aaron Berg's label, Uncancelable Records, is the one putting it out. So tell me this is a Chad Zumock production. This is a Chad Zumock. All right. No, this is not a Chad Zumock production. Speaking of which, I did Who Are These Podcasts yesterday with there's Pop Tart. What's up, Pop Tart? Becoming a member. But I did Who Are These Podcasts yesterday with Carl. It was a lot of fun. I talk very highly of Chad in the episode. So but we had a lot of fun. We were goofing on a bunch of podcasts. It's all good, which I mean, people can like tear my podcast apart. I think it's hilarious. If someone tore my podcast, I'd have fun with it. I think it's great. Like who cares? Ari Jane, I just plugged your deodorant. She's in here. How do we sign up for the YouTube channel? If you're watching us on YouTube, just hit like and subscribe.
So there, if you watch on YouTube, there will be a button that says join, and when you click join, it'll ask you to select which tier you want, and that's how you sign up.
Carlos Dangerous, is this live? Yes, this is live, Carlos. Yes, there's no editing in this. It's just one take. That's how we do things. Bex is in here. Zen Producers, what's going on? Please clean your camera lens for real. I will. Is that better? I thought it was fine. It's not. It wasn't fine. How do I look, Joe? How's my camera lens?
I think it's fine. I think they're fucking with you.
Oh, they're messing with me. All right, jeez. Please. I don't think you want to see me any more in high def. You could see all my acne scars, seeing my pores. I shaved this morning for you bastards. I shaved. I'm not getting a haircut for a while. Going to New York next week. If you're in New York City this Tuesday, you got me. You got Joe List, Janine Garofalo. You got Tom Shalhoub from Gutfield. He does a Biden impression on Fox News. At the Stand, 7:00. The last like 5 shows in a row have sold out there that I've had. So get your tickets now. Tuesday, if you're in New York City, this Tuesday, 7:00. All right, that's the only show. I'll be at Stand Up New York. I'll do other shows too while I'm in New York City. But follow my Twitter. But yeah, my album's coming out, and Joe's gonna cut up a bunch of. Where's my TikToks and my Instagram reels, Joe? What the hell?
Yeah,
we got to get them out to the people. People got to see this.
The to-do list, I promise.
They're on the to-do list. You hear that? Ray, you just licked the camera. No, that was my thumb. Where's the mic stand? There is no mic stand. Blow your nose. That's what I do. I do have like a little bit of a sinus infection. It's If you could tell, I took my Mucinex. I did the neti pot. Nothing gross came out, so
Oh,
Bob
you
can't.
should have done that on the show, Ray.
No, I'm
That's a
not.
missed
It's
opportunity, buddy.
no. It's also like too messy to do on the show. I do it over the bathroom sink, so that's how I do it. I'm not. Why would I film that? But nothing gross came out. But I am like a little stuffed up. But that's Ohio. I always say that. Like Northeast Ohio, we we all sound nasally. We all sound like we have a sinus infection. That's our accent. Every single one of us. Yeah, we're not healthy. We think of a pierogi is a vegetable, which is a fried potato. So yeah. What action figures do I have? I have my Star Wars action figures. Of course I do. I got to get the Millennium Falcon. Hey man, let's play Star Wars. There's nothing wrong with having Star Wars action figures. I'm fine. I'm fine with my baseball cards. Um, I know people were giving Carl, we were talking about he was giving my friend Hannah a little hard time about her podcast, and they were talking about crystals and horoscopes, how chicks get into that. I can't complain. I mean, I can't say anything because I collect baseball. I have baseball cards. I know no one else cares about that. So people get into crystals and horoscopes. I think that stuff's ridiculous. But then they probably think me owning baseball cards is ridiculous. So I can't get too upset. What's the name of your special on Drybar? I keep looking for it, but only pulls up older stuff. Try Drybar YouTube. Mine's not on YouTube yet. It's on their website. You know what? I'm gonna put it on my Patreon. That's what I'm gonna do. Now that I'm gonna put it on my Patreon. So yes, I've already done everything I could do. I promoted Drybar. I was #1 on their website for 4 weeks. I know other comedians have put their dry bars on their Patreon. So I'll put patreon.com/Ray DeVito and get my karaoke ready. But patreon.com/Ray DeVito. I'll put my dry bar on there. So join there. And yeah, it's good. I'm proud of it. But like I said, they make you really sanitize your jokes. Your jokes get like really sanitized with everything that you do. So yeah, so I'd say that. But yeah, if you go to drybar.com and you put in Ray DeVito as your promo code, you get it like a free month. You can watch it for a month and then I don't care, go ahead, delete your thing or whatever. But yeah, I got 2 specials, one that came out last month and one that's coming out in the next couple weeks, which I could start promoting. You look like Princess Leia with those headphones. Well,
Oh,
thank you. YouTube user. Get your karaoke songs ready, Ray. Ray, what is your favorite Barbie? If you watch my dry bar special, I do a big chunk about Barbie. Yeah, I do Barbie jokes, which you will see in my Instagram reels and my YouTube channel. Smack that like button. Yes. Hit the like. Men aren't talking. Ouch. Ouch. Brett from Hollywood Show. Where is Anthony Zenhauser? I don't know where Zenhauser is. He's a good guy. He's out doing his thing. Chad will be gunning for you if you appeared on WAT. Get ready for the mud. And I said it was very diplomatic. Yeah, they gave Chad a hard time, and I said flattering things about Chad. I explained how yeah, like I always liked Chad in the fact like we started comedy the same night. He's like kind of like that cousin you have that you're not going to see eye to eye with a lot of stuff, but at the same time, it's like what do I think of the Mandalorian? I don't watch the new Star Wars. I don't like it. It got too commercialized. Even the first 3 movies and then the 3 after that I like, but then after that, like it just came into it's just nothing but like a toy commercial. That's how even like um Return of the Jedi was like a toy commercial where they had the Ewoks. It was supposed to be these badass stormtroopers that everyone was terrified in the first movie, and then suddenly now they're scared of these like little teddy bears with slingshots. It's like, come on, man. They really jumped the shark, as they like to say. Help us, Ray DeVito. You're our only hope. Yes. Then you're all in trouble if I'm the only uh like smacking like it owes you money, then use that money to buy a new phone. All right. Chad is all right. I'm being nice to her. Mandalorian is great. Yeah, like I said, I'd never got into new Star Wars when it also like it's weird to watch those superhero movies. I also had the same problem with the Ozarks, the TV show, the Ozarks, where it was a great show, but like you knew nothing was going to happen to Jason Bateman's family the whole time. You knew whatever trouble they were going to get into, they were going to dance out of it. Like you knew everyone else was going to get killed, but somehow they were going to. And that's why I feel with like Star Wars movies and a lot of these superhero movies, like it's always going to work out in the end. So I don't know, like those movies don't really do it for me. Um, who do you feud with? I don't really. I'm trying not to feud with anyone. I'm trying to get along. That's all we're trying to do. Although someone just posted a video of me shitting on Gino just like 15 minutes ago on Twitter from an old podcast I did. I don't know why they got to bring, but that's fine. Ray, legitimate question. What is devastating for you when Darth Vader blew up your home planet? Oh, you're talking about Tatooine? When he or Alderaan, when they blew up Alderaan. You know what? They never showed us what Alderaan. Do they show that in a new Star Wars movie where they go back and show us what Alderaan was really like? Yeah, Ozark was good. Someone says Ozark blew. I thought it was good, but then yeah, after a while, you knew they were always going to dance out of it. You knew all the bad guys were going to die, no matter how badass they look. You just knew they were going to die. Background doesn't feel right without a dresser behind you. Did you at least have towels there? I'm just in the other room, Ari. I'm in the other room just because the Wi-Fi is a little better out here. Not that it's bad in my room, but it's just I got the whole house to myself right now. Ray has a feud with fame and success.
That's
Ouch.
fucking funny.
Yes. Jeez. That's true. Yeah, that's why I can't wait for this special. Like, there's a lot of quotable jokes. So even if you don't like me, there's jokes in there that like you could quote to other people, no matter who said them. Like you're like, oh, that's just a good joke. Ray, would you have sex with an alien girl? You mean like a girl from Mexico? That's disgusting. No, of course I would. With Jake Hudson's in here. What's up, buddy? No, and I do believe there's aliens. I think I've talked about this on podcasts before. There's definitely aliens. They don't give a shit about us. There's definitely life out there after there's definitely life out there. Every time you look at every star you see is a sun. There's definitely planets orbiting around it somewhere. There's life forms out there, but they don't care about us. They look at us. They realize we can't get along with each other. We're no threat to them. So we'll never see them. Ray could afford. I don't know what that's in reference to. Reading all these. Okay, your jokes are quotable. Quote one. Go to my Twitter timeline or whatever. Yeah, well, as soon as the reels come out, you'll see them or watch my Drive-Bar special. You'll see some of those. Ray believes in aliens, but not. There's no such thing as ghosts. No, ghosts are ridiculous. If ghosts were a real thing, they'd be all over the place. Notice how like ghosts weren't a thing. Like ghosts were a thing like before the people had televisions and the internet. But now there's like phones distracting us. Suddenly, no one sees ghosts anymore. But hundreds of years ago, ghosts were all over the place. No, we die. There's nothing left of us. Nobody cares. It's just what it is. Sorry. Ray seems like a nice guy. I can't troll him. Men are talking is very trollable. All right. Trolls like where did trolls come from? It's just like little people that live in tunnels. Is that exactly what a troll? The history of a troll? They had to like appear in because they're always tiny trolls. Like there's got to be homeless people that live like not anyone who's short and homeless is a troll. I don't know the definition of troll. Look up aerial school event. People have seen aliens. I've got YouTube Premium. I'm not watching ads. Did you down? What is this? What are trolls from Norse mythology? So these are trolls. Apparently, they're very popular on Men Are Talking. Yeah, like what's the definition of a troll, Joe? They come from Norway? Norway is like all beautiful blonde people.
It looks like, yeah, they're from Norse mythology. But in the internet sense, that's not what it means.
Yes, I know in the internet sense it's different. Speaking of which, a joke that's in my special talking about ghosting, which was a fun joke, which Every time, like when you text someone, they don't text you back. That's called ghosting. Like a girl ghosted me. I text her, she didn't text me back, which makes no sense because a ghost is something that annoys you that you don't want to annoy you. So if anything, me texting her, that would mean I'm ghosting her, right? Right, Joe? I'd be the one ghosting her.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah, I'm not done ghosting her. I'm gonna ghost her 5 more times tonight. She's a
See, they think Ray DeVito doesn't have jokes.
yeah. Everyone that's in the chat, join up to my Patreon. I'll give you her number. She can get like 35 more ghosts today. We can all ghost her. 35 more ghosts. Ghost Army. That's a joke on my upcoming special. Um, Chat is short. Troll status confirmed. That was funny. By Johnny Rando. Alan, but look at all these new numbers. Like before, people are doing super chats. Now they're just becoming new members. That's how to do it. Hello, Ray. Where are you today? I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. That's where I am. Trolls are not human at all. Trolls rule the internet. Thank the Lord. Did you download these ghosts? Trolls live under Stuttering John's fingernails. Ray is silly. You need to yell at Chad like Kevin does. I don't. That's all Kevin's department. That's all Kevin's part. Ray, you need mad. MLC gave you the boot. Ray, were you mad that ML? No, the other day, no, I didn't care that they gave me the boot. They were talking. They wanted to like shit on Gino. I think Shuli just got done with Gino, and they kind of wanted to go at him. So that's any radioactivity. I don't know, man. That's what's also weird is they're bringing some of that stuff up to like Grafton, which isn't that far away. So I don't know what that means. Like, is the river still on fire? No, but we have a new problem going on in Ohio, East Liverpool, which happened by Pittsburgh. Keep it in Pittsburgh. Keep it away from us over here. But yeah, I hope that whatever happens there like doesn't affect us. But do your plugs. All right. I'm gonna get ready to do good. I have stuff I was gonna talk about. They wanted me to interact with you sons of bitches. So that's what I'm doing. I'm interacting with you guys. Anything you guys want to know? What in Cleveland? I'm so sorry. Why do you hate Cleveland? It's actually Cleveland's okay. Are you going to visit Gino during when I'm in NYC? No, first of all, I'll be at comedy club, so I definitely won't see Gino. Burn. But yeah, I don't really go to Compound Media. I would only go to Compound Media on Thursdays when to hang with Brennan and Levy. So although I'm still mad at Bob that one time when he told me to get there at 10 a.m. and the show didn't start till 4 p.m. So I'm literally sitting in Compound Media for 6 hours. So that happened. Do you wear pants for this? Doesn't someone? I am wearing pants. Yes, I do have pants. Sometimes I don't. I was thinking about icing my knees while I do this because I got to run. I didn't run yesterday because of my sinus infection. I don't know if you guys could tell. I could tell I sound nasally. Someone else pointed out that I sound nasally. What do you think about professional wrestling? I want to know your opinion, Ray. You know what? I like professional wrestling. I used to love it when I was a kid, and I'm such an idiot. I used to think it was real up until like 5th grade. Like I assumed, like every time someone would go on Piper's Pit, I get mad at them because I'm like, why are you going on? All he's gonna do is like beat you up. All he's gonna do is like hit you over the head with the chair when you're not looking. I used to like get mad at my favorite wrestlers with like when he punched Jimmy Snuka in the face with a pineapple. So yeah, I was always like, I thought it was, and I thought the stereotypes are real. Like I've talked about this before, like Mr. Fuji, the Asian guy. I just assumed like all Asian people threw salt in your eyes, like that was like their way. That's what they do to you when what other dumb stereotypes? The Iron Sheik. I thought that was all like Iranian people. Nikolai Volkov always singing the anthem of Russia, and that's when we like really hated Russia. I don't know what happened. That's the Soviet Union ended what, like 88 or something. I think Rocky ended it. Didn't it end when Rocky beat Draco? That's what got rid of. I think it was like the exact same time. Mike Schmidt, we got a Mike Schmidt fan over here. He was a good guy. You should work for the Tourist Bureau of Cleveland Space. Cleveland is okay. Old school wrestling was awesome. Yeah, I did like the back and forth. Although I did watch that Ric Flair documentary, the latest one, and I didn't like it too much because they just showed all the hardships he had. They didn't show, like, it wasn't true because they didn't show any of the bad shit that he did, like the flight from hell or whatever, where all the sexual assaults happen and stuff. Like, they didn't get into any of that. Like, if you're gonna show like, include everything, the good and the bad. Um, I like the turnbuckles. Yeah, George Animal Steel used to eat them. I used to love it. From parts unknown. We have no idea where he's at. We got him to sign a contract and everything, but no address. Just from parts unknown. George Animal Steel with his green tongue. You eat a turnbuckle and you got a green tongue. The Iron Sheik is the Iron Sheik. Although someone told me it's not him that runs his Twitter account, but we had a back and forth. He got mad at me on Twitter. I think he was just doing it for the back and forth, but I was honored to have the Iron Sheik mad at me. He called me a pencil neck geek and everything. People giving Chad. You think Chad is a wrestler? What the way he is like a wrestling personality. Jeez. All right. Why are you doing that? I did not condone it. He's gonna think that was my idea. I did not. Bruiser Brody. Radioactive Rick Flair was a man. Yeah, Jabroni was a big wrestling turn. You better never see him in public. He may humble you. Shawn Michaels legitimately stole my sandals. Wow, must be really tough for Adam Carolla, right? Wow, Gina Bobina giving me grief. You're usually nice to me. Not today. Who do you need with Ray? All right, this is Joe putting these up. I am not this anti. I have a. Do you guys really sell Chad mugs?
Not yet.
Oh,
by the end of this broadcast, we will be. Give me a second.
Oh, jeez. No,
Did you want to get to the royal family stuff?
Yeah. What were my No, well, I'll wait till Matt. Like, I'm interacting with you guys for a while. I'll interact with you guys a little bit too once I start going live with Matt. But they wanted me to interact with you guys and talk to you guys a bit before I get into it with the guest. Steel Toe. So I like Steel Toe. I know Shuli got mad at me. I like Steel Toe. He's gonna do my podcast. I like their show, but they have a good show. Like I did. Who are these podcasts? Their whole thing is like kind of having fun with other podcasts, like make it so like that's in their brand. Where Steel Toe has like a good show. Like sometimes when we get my news from Steel Toe, like he doesn't need to do the other thing. So that's why. So like he doesn't need to get, especially if like they're really if lawyers are getting involved in all that stuff. Like he doesn't need to do all that stuff. Do I follow college basketball? I used to love college basketball. I mean, it's good that those kids can go right to the NBA. They don't got to go to college, so that it's years they can make money. But at the same time, I miss the old college basketball, like Duke when they had Bobby Hurley. They put on a fast pace. I thought you were talking about this as a fast pace. If I'm talking fast, it's because there's so many chats coming in, and I want to kind of address them.
Your guest is here, Ray.
Oh, my guest here. But Steel Toe, they don't need to get like into the mud with all that stuff. Like they got a show on their own. I know Shuli got mad at me when I said that. What's up, Scott Fitzpatrick? Cut Ray loose from my own show. Like that'd be like, do your plugs, Ray. Okay, if you guys, I know all these podcast wars. I'm just trying to get along with everybody. Well, would you have said you've increased your weed intake? The most famous you be? I haven't become famous at all. I don't smoke all that much, anyways. No commie. Oh, you're. I like my guests last week. They were great. There's something different, but yeah, they have careers that they couldn't. I thought I handled myself well by getting my. But yes, I do not feel guilty if a 2-year-old girl gets Botox, I do not feel like that's my fault. I will say that I did not agree with that, and I think I stuck I stuck to what I was saying. All right, we're gonna get into it. I'm gonna bring on my guest, very funny comedian, the Full Charge. Matt Fulchiron, a special on Comedy Central, done a lot of great things, tours all over the world.
Tons of great things.
Tons of great things, I tell you.
Like 7 great things.
7. Fucking 7. God created that's one more thing great than God. God only took 6 days, right?
Yeah, well, congratulations to you. I'm a big fan of Shuli, and I'm a big fan of you, and I'm glad you guys are working together.
Well, thanks, buddy. What's the name?
Also, congratulations on the world's biggest cup of coffee. Holy shit.
Hell yeah, man.
You fucking unleaded all day. What were you going to ask me?
What's your podcast, The Full Charge?
I got a new podcast called The Power of How. Me and Daniel Torado and a guy named Brendan Tassoff. We bitch about our daily lives, and then we try to find the positive angle.
What a bunch of comics.
We try to find the positive angle on it at the end. So not a bunch of comics, a bunch of enlightened thinkers. Thank you very much, Ray.
What happened on the last episode? What were you upset about that you found the positive in? Give me an example.
We have a segment called Was I a Dick, which is very popular, where I told a story about how I told a guy at a movie theater to shut the fuck up. And then I discussed with the guys whether or not I was a dick. Turns out I was a dick. So I need to be a little better.
How loud was he?
He just sat next to me and talked through the whole thing, the whole movie for 2 hours straight.
Did you think about getting up and moving?
No, I thought about telling him to shut the fuck up. I was a dick in the story, Ray. Not a rational person.
Well, the only thing that I would say in that scenario is you did want to watch the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that guy's being a dick. But at the same time, if there's other seats, I would have got up and went to another seat.
There weren't a lot of other seats, Ray.
Oh, there weren't? Okay, well, then you got
it wasn't about, it wasn't really about that. Yeah, that would have been a good thing to do. But it was more about my actions, what I actually did do. And like I said, turns out I lost that segment. I was a dick. Now, there's another scenario where I wasn't a dick, where I ordered a pizza and they asked me online what how much I wanted to tip. I said 20%. When they showed up with the pizza, it had the total and then the tip, and then it wasn't added, but I was stoned and I didn't know how to add when I was stoned. And I just said to the guy, hey, I'm stoned. You're going to have to do this math yourself. Wasn't a dick in that scenario, just an idiot.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
And they shouldn't be bringing anybody math anyways. If I put in 20%, they should do the math for me. I think they're a little bit of a dick in that scenario.
Well, also 20% is easy in the fact that you just do 10% and then double it. So let's
20% is easy. I can do the 20%, Ray.
You're just
But when you bring me $20.73 with $4.87 and I'm stoned and the pressure's on, I can't necessarily do the math. Now, if I had the chance to, if he just brought it to me with no 20%, I could just estimate $4, put $4, do the math. That's easy.
No, you weren't a dick.
I wasn't a dick.
I'm being a dick for questioning you.
I feel like you're really holding my feet to the fire on these stories. Like they happened. Yeah. They're real. And now they're on my podcast.
What movie did you see?
I saw a movie called Smile, which is a shitty movie anyway. Okay. It's about like people that get infected with a smile. It's a horror movie with no stars in it. I don't recommend it at all.
I don't know. I'm not a giant into horror movies for the fact that a lot of it, at least when I was growing up, a lot of it's just things would like jump out at you.
Yeah.
And it's like
I don't like horror movies. I don't like horror movies because I don't get scared.
Amityville Horror scared the shit out of me because that's like a real house and that was a real story. When they're real stories with some history to it, then it's like kind of scary. Amityville Horror I think is the scariest movie to me.
Yeah, but it's also not real. Like it didn't really happen just because they said it's real.
No, it really happened. Like the dude like shot up his whole family in that house. Then the people
Okay.
that moved into the house, that house still exists. And then people moved in there, they got it for like crazy cheap, and they immediately moved out within a year because they were hearing like weird shit in the house.
Yeah.
So
I
it
don't
came from a true story.
I've read that too, but I don't believe it. So it doesn't scare me, in other words. I'm a skeptic.
Okay.
I'm a
You are a
skeptic.
skeptic.
My wife gets scared by every horror movie she ever sees, and I don't. So it's kind of like, so horror movies don't really work on me. They're not really that entertaining to me because I don't get scared.
Okay. So you went into that movie assuming you weren't going to be scared.
Yeah, and I wasn't.
And you weren't scared.
I was
Obviously, you went
scared.
into some dude and be like, "Hey, motherfucker!"
I was
fucking
scared by
shit.
I was scared by my own actions. I was like, who am I? Why am I yelling at people?
Well,
I need to stop.
Was he bigger than you?
No, of course not.
Oh, that's why you yelled at him. He was a kid.
Yeah, so you know how you look. You look like a middle-aged white guy because you are, and you're like uptight, and you're like, if anyone filmed it and put it on the internet, everyone would be making fun of me.
Right.
You know?
Did the kid shut up?
Oh, he shut the fuck up so quick, man. I felt so bad afterwards. I really did. I knew I was a dick. But that's my life. If I didn't say something, I would have felt bad that I was too much of a pussy.
Right.
And if I did say something, I feel like a dick. So life is miserable, is what I'm here trying to say. You can never make the right choice.
Sounds like you should have went to a different movie.
I should have stayed home and watched a movie. You know,
dude.
because here's the mistake I made, Ray. I went to, it was in the East Village on a Saturday night. And so, it's just, and it's a shitty horror movie. So, it's just college kids drunk, high on their phones, talking, all that stuff. I shouldn't have gone. But sometimes when you're married, you got to do something on Saturday night. You got to do something.
Oh, your wife was with you.
My wife was with me. Yeah, I'm not going to see Smile by myself. So that's why we went to see Smile, because she wanted to see Smile, and I just wanted to do something besides stare at each other.
And how did she take your reaction?
She didn't see it, so she was fine with it.
Oh, she didn't see it.
She wasn't there when I did it, so I was just like, because she hated him too, so she didn't see how tacky and tactless it was.
Okay. All right. I got some news stories. I'm trying to do like some news stories. I just wanted to hear what was going on in your day. I don't think you were a dick for telling that kid to shut the fuck up.
If you saw the way I did it, you'd be like, Matt, calm the fuck down. You're a dick. You should, if you're going to say something, you should talk to the people like, hey, you ruined the movie. You shouldn't do that. Blah, 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 blah. But my adrenaline was just up because I don't even talk to strangers. So I don't even know how to talk to strangers. So I went full tilt on the kid. I was surprised at myself.
I had a scenario. I was doing Bill Squire's show here in Cleveland, like I think last Thursday.
Yeah.
And I was going last on the show, and there's some lady that's sitting like right next to me that would not just shut up.
Yeah.
So I just said to her, I was like, hey man, and I said, I just tapped on the shoulder, like, and just nicely, just like, shh, there's a show like that. She flipped out. Who are you? Why are you touching me?
Yeah.
Why are you? And it's like, that is the exact opposite.
This is our new reality. Everyone is starring in their own television show, aka Instagram Live. Everybody's the main character. Everybody's the most important. And it's just getting obnoxious.
And then, and turns out she's a friend of Squire's. He asked me, I told him at the show, like, hey man, just a heads up. This girl, she's like, oh, that's my friend. She's a little weird. I'm like, all right, because she's talking nonstop. I'm like, I'm about to go up.
Yeah.
Who knows how she's gonna react when I'm up there? But she was cool. But it was just like that's the last thing you want right before you're about to go on stage.
I think it's
someone flipping out at you. It's like, why are you even here? There's other rooms in this place. Go in another room. You don't want to watch show? I don't give a shit. Just go in the other room. Don't fucking ruin it for everybody else. You fucking cunt.
Sorry, yeah. I think it's
Am I allowed to say that on this network?
Let me test the mic. Cunt.
I think it's strikes.
I think it's so selfish when people do that. When they just think they're important enough and their ideas are so interesting that they'll talk through a comedy show or a movie. I just find that the most obnoxious, selfish thing in the world.
Yeah, it's not even that. It's like you see everyone else paying attention. So even if you know what I mean, you see everyone else paying attention to what's going on. So how self-entitled are you to ruin it for other people?
You know what my theory is? It's that internet entertainment is so common now, and the comments become just as important as the content on the internet. And so people think their comments are worthwhile. And
you hear that, everyone in the chat? Your comments are not worthwhile.
Well, I think we kind of depend on them for this show.
Yeah. No, some people give me a hard time. Some of them are being very nice. Yes, I go to Painesville. When I'll be in Painesville again, I don't know, but I'll be there. All right, I got to get some topics in. Let's fucking
Hold on. Am I gonna have to give opinions right now? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So last week, I was talking about an episode of South Park. I don't know how you feel about the royal family. I hate the idea that there's a royal family. I don't hate them personally. I just hate the fucking idea that there's a royal family.
Controversy on the Rock Bottom podcast.
Yeah. I just hate the idea that hate that they're in Canada's money for no reason whatsoever. Just stupid. But that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, I hate them. I don't know if you saw the South Park episode.
I started to watch it, but I was too stoned, and then I went to bed. I do like great. South Park. Yeah.
The whole like how they want their privacy to be left alone, yet they just came out with a show on Netflix about how they want their privacy, a documentary. They also just wrote a book. He just wrote a book about how he wants his privacy. They went on Oprah to explain how they want their privacy.
Yeah.
It's easy to hate them. It's easy to hate them.
The South Park guys are so smart, and they really know how to come up with a good comment that bashes both sides of the argument all at once.
Yeah.
And they've been doing it for over 20 years. Those guys are amazing.
They're great. Well, the greatest thing happened. So the royal family's distancing themselves from. So they evicted. Joe, you can pull up the story. Where do they evict them from? They evicted Meghan Markle, and Prince Harry from the royal estate. They're not allowed at the royal estate anymore. They're out of there. So they have to leave. They got kicked out of the royal estate. But that's not what makes this awesome. Guess who they gave it to? I know nothing about the royal family, and Justin read this article, but they gave it to
Macklemore, the rapper.
No, the disgrace. What's his name? Prince Andrew, the guy that like was hanging out on Epstein Island.
Yeah,
and that guy. Yeah, that's who they gave it to.
Wow,
they gave it to this Prince Andrew dude, and the whole thing, like his whole argument, it's they get. You could put up that photo or whatever. So the girl that's in this photo with them, some lady Virginia that's in jail for sex trafficking. So it's this guy, Prince Andrew, a 17-year-old that sued Prince Andrew, and Prince Andrew went on this big thing saying how this photo is fake, and it's not fake. It's a real photo of him, this 17-year-old girl. So that's him. There's a cute 17-year-old. And
why is somebody that royal in a house that looks like my parents' house?
Yeah, that is a pretty, considering you're royalty. But like, look where his hand is on the girl and everything. It's like, all right, like, and that lady's in jail for sex trafficking. Virginia, she worked with Epstein.
But
this is the dude who so they're done with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, but they're cool with this guy. This is who they got back into bed with was this guy. And I don't know. I just thought that was insane that they're going with that dude over.
That dude is, as much as you love to hate Meghan and the other guy for how obnoxious they are, they still have not committed any felonies.
I know.
They're still the better people to be there. I mean, what do you want me to tell you? I mean, we already don't like the royal family to begin with, right? So it's hard to play favorites within. It's not
that I hate them. I just hate what they represent. Although this guy seems like the biggest douchebag.
Well, I think it's easy to hate people who are just born into royalty and didn't have to work for what they have. I mean, for the rest of us,
royalty.
You want to be royalty, but don't you hate them because you're not royalty?
Yes, I hate that other people. It's not. I hate that other people care about them because they're royalty. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And
In
my favorite thing
America-
is if you put in Prince, the first thing that comes up is the musician Prince, not any
That's
of the
pretty cool.
actual princes. So fuck the. And then there's a second thing that comes up, Prince. Maybe because I like baseball, is Prince Fielder, the baseball player.
Yeah, I know who it is.
For the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Cecil Fielder's son.
Yeah, I've heard of this guy. I don't know anything about it. You bring up sports in front of me, that's how the conversation's going to go. Like, I know who the guy is.
I drop
but-
a lot of vaginas by bringing up sports. I'm going to dry out your vagina right now.
Yeah. I'm a little moist still. Making fun of the royal family. It's left over.
So I don't know. So I don't like the royal family, but it is hilarious that they chose this dude that like got sued for hanging out with women that were getting, and I guess she accused him of 3 things. And his whole defense was that photo wasn't real because he's sweating in the photo and he has some disease that doesn't allow him to sweat, was his argument.
Really?
Yeah. It's, you're probably sweating because you're taking a picture with a teenage girl
Probably.
that you're having sex with, and like, hey, why are you taking this picture? Can we?
Is that a real disease? You can't sweat?
That's what he said. That was his defense. Joe knows more about this than me. Joe, what was his defense?
I'm pulling it up right now.
But what did you what did you see about that?
Exactly that. He says that he during the Falklands War,
he was in a war. Yeah, that's the other thing he did. He said he was in a war.
The Falklands
You're the
War.
royal family. You were not fighting in a war.
Well, also that war lasted all of like 45 minutes. It was very brief.
He didn't even sweat. He's like,
He didn't even get a chance to not sweat.
Yeah. So he got in the Falcon Wars. That
Well-
sounds like a Star Wars episode. The Falcon Wars.
What we know nowadays is it doesn't have to be a legitimate excuse. You just need an excuse. You just need to say something, and then you can just dodge and weave, and you're good. And somebody on the internet will argue your side. There's always someone horrible
He
enough.
lost and ended up owing her. Like I don't think he got arrested. They settled out of court, and she got like a few $100 million.
And that she went on to have
There's
possibly.
There's a slight problem with the sweating because I have a peculiar medical condition, which is that I don't sweat, or I didn't sweat at the time, and that was actually yes, I didn't sweat at the time because I had suffered what I would describe as an overdose of adrenaline in the Falklands War. When
Such a badass. I got all my adrenaline out when I was in war. I have no more adrenaline to give.
Well, it's funny because did the royal family go to the front lines of a war? They work
There's
in
no
like
way
the
they
office
did.
or something,
Yeah,
right?
I don't even know what they do. They just like hang out and wait for the tabloids to come talk to them.
Right.
They just like wear funny hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, they stay out of the sun because they all couldn't be any more pasty.
Yeah.
There's no pigmentation in their skin. They all, yeah.
Well, he looked like he should have been sweating in that interview. So
He
maybe
should have been sweating,
Maybe
yeah.
he's honest about that.
He also sounded like Stuttering John. I can't sweat.
Well, I'll tell you what. Anytime like someone's like, even if you didn't do it, like anyone's bringing up sexual allegations against you, it's going to be like, what the hell? Like, you know what I mean? It's not going to be comfortable for anyone.
Yeah.
I imagine. Even more uncomfortable if you actually did do it. But if you didn't, you're like, what the hell you doing? Like, you wouldn't even pay it any mind if you obviously didn't do it. I don't know how it works.
Let's hope we never find out how it works.
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but you think you would be like, what? So Joe is superhuman. Kudos for all the heavy lifting, my friend. What's up, Kish? So yeah, that was my dumb royal family shit. Anything else you want to add on that besides you hate them? And they have a sex offender in their house.
I just ignore the royal family altogether. Like, I don't even have it in me to concentrate on them long enough to hate them. I just don't even bother with that.
Now they have
for
a
some
sex
reason,
offender, though, Matt. They have a sex
Huh?
offender. They have a sex offender in their house now.
I would say that's a bad thing. I would say they shouldn't do that, but I think that's pretty obvious.
Although they should keep him in the house and keep him away from the 17-year-olds. Put him in his own, like, now you know where he is. You keep an eye on him. It's like, you stay here away from the kids.
I think a royal jail would be
A
more
royal
appropriate.
jail. Yeah.
Yeah. Call
Like a
me
night-
old fashioned. I think you should be in prison if you're a sex offender.
Yeah, so royal jail. What would be in the royal jail?
Honestly, Ray, I can't tell what's real and what isn't from the
I-
news and on the internet anymore. So I don't even know. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
really don't.
Well, the thing that put me on this whole thing last week about the royal family is not just the South Park episode, but then they were going to sue South Park. So it just makes you hate them more that that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry couldn't even take a joke. Their
Yeah.
first reaction is like, we think we might sue them.
Especially since they face a lot of, the British tabloids, from what I know, are brutal. So South Park is pretty mild compared to what is actually in newspapers over there.
Yeah, exactly. Like and it all started from Jimmy Carter, who's still in hospice. I thought you go to hospice, you're supposed to die. He's been hanging on for a while. That's a good hospice.
He's
Yeah,
been in
yeah,
hospice longer than he was in office.
Yeah. he's- How long do they kick you out of hospice if you just don't? If like, what was that Chappelle joke? That was a great. While we were talking about the underage girls, it was I wanted to quote a Mark Maron joke, which is a great joke, where he was talking about like, I don't want to have sex with teenage girls. He goes, all right, I'm lying. Of course I want to have sex with teenage girls. That's why there's a law that says you can't. What do you think they came up with 18 out of a hat?
Whose
Like,
joke is that?
Mark Maron. That's a Mark Maron joke on one of his first specials. It's like someone's like, I own land. They're having sex with my daughter. Somebody do something. It's like I just thought that was a great joke. Like they came up with 18 out of a hat. All right. You didn't.
No,
like
it's a great joke. I just honestly, Ray, I have a hard time fucking doing anything on the internet right now.
Yeah.
This is such a sensitive subject. And it's
Oh,
so
yeah,
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
I don't want to be like, that's funny.
Yeah,
and then
I was
like,
just
the
putting
fucking
that-
people come out, full charge thinks that's funny.
Yeah,
You know what
no,
I
it
mean?
was just a
It's
joke. It
such
was
a
just a funny
fucked up.
joke,
I
yeah.
hate the fucking internet so goddamn
Yeah.
much. But let's continue with our internet show.
Okay. All right. No, I
Yeah,
hear you.
yeah.
All right,
I'm
we'll
sorry,
move
Ray.
on.
I know it's bad not to have opinions on these shows, but
All right.
I'm unprepared. I apologize. But
No,
don't
you're
let
a
me
good
slow
guy.
you up.
All right. Yeah. No, I was just ranting on the royal family last week, and then this thing happened, and I just don't like the royal family. So, all right, my
It's
my
easy
apologies.
to not like the royal family.
Yes, it is easy.
know?
and yes, and all. Yeah, that guy should be. in jail.
There's
He should be in prison.
there's born on third base, and then there's born on home plate. And it's just, it is interesting that someone has that life, but it's so easy to hate them for having it.
Yeah.
But there's this weird thing we do, and I can tell you're doing it too. You're like, I want to be part of the royal family. Like it's ever going to happen. It happens to like the wives. Can we even marry in? Can we get that plan going?
Yeah, they're not even like.
Is
good
there anyone
looking-
available to marry?
I don't think there is, but also
It's all sons, right? Over
Yeah.
there.
But they also they're not that attractive. Of people.
Would you gay marry into the royal family, Ray, as a straight male?
If I was into the royal family, dude, I was talking about this, but I wish I was gay. You know how much easier life would be? Like, especially as a comedian, like all the shows you would just skip the line and a lot of
I'm
things.
gonna guess that some things might be easier and some things might be more difficult.
Yeah, but I'm not gay.
I'm
I
gonna
wish.
guess. I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
that. Little bit of prejudice out there
Yeah, I
in
wish.
certain places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Well,
but I'm not.
Maybe you
gay.
can train. Maybe you can train to be gay.
I don't think it's like.
You didn't know it was like vegetables, right?
Yeah, no,
now you
I
like
can't.
vegetables.
No, I can't train to. Yeah, I can't train to. All right, let's move on to some later topics. I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry.
Ray, I'm sorry. You got a show to
No.
do, and I'm just a stick in the
No.
mud. I apologize.
You are not a stick in the mud. I was just. That's a Mark Maron joke. That's not your joke, not my joke. I just thought it was a funny joke. Obviously, no one's condoning. This is all Prince Andrew. Why am I sweating? Why am I
Just
the one that's?
relax.
I didn't do anything with anyone. Why am I the one sweating during this? Jesus.
See what happens? That's
fuck
why I didn't want
Prince
to talk
Andrew.
about
This-
it. No matter
this is
what you
all-
say, it starts
Ah.
sounding creepy after a while. That's why
Yeah.
I just shut my fucking mouth.
Yeah. What else? Oh, I wanted to talk about. Well, I was looking at Disney for something because I got the story wrong. Disney like got their own like police thing or whatever. Well, it turns out like they got to pay tax now or something. It's not what it was, but I wanted to go down this thing about Disney but Joe says I'm not allowed to show it. Like the fights at Disney World are epic. I don't know if we're not allowed to show them.
I mean, there's fights at the airport now. There's fights at Disneyland. That means there's fights everywhere.
but the Disneyland fights are great because it's like entire families of 20 getting in fights with other families of 20.
And It's a Small World is playing.
Yeah.
That's the most fun about it.
But we can't show that. But I will show these TikTok videos because I guess I'm allowed to show these. So they had a thing going on at Disney World or Disneyland a while back where people would just show up in skimpy clothing. And so Joe, if you can pull up the ones where people were able to do it, where the lady would show up, they would show up like they purposely show up having their boobs hanging. Hey, Tommy, 7 names isn't in here. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. Yeah, there's like a thing like no one dies at Disney that someone's putting in there where if you die at Disneyland, they got to take you out of Disneyland before they pronounce you dead. So you can't so you can't die at Disneyland. So no one's ever died. You can like fall off a roller coaster if you're not dead.
That's funny, man.
Yeah,
I never heard of that.
You can't. But then again, Walt Disney, isn't he still frozen?
I'm not sure if that's a rumor or not, but I had heard that it's not Walt Disney. It's like Rich Eisen or something. I don't know. But
Rich Eisen from Sports Center?
No, I heard somebody. See, I'm the wrong guy for current events. I'm on the wrong show. This guy.
Yeah, this isn't current events. Like Walt Disney was like frozen.
Somebody's head is cryogenically frozen, according to The Simpsons. That's where I'm getting my information.
Ted Williams, a baseball player.
Yeah.
Ted Williams, last guy to hit 400. His head is frozen, but Walt Disney is like also frozen. They froze him in like 1966. I know that, but I don't know if that's like a Disney World thing. Like if you die, they just freeze you, then they thaw you out once you get outside the property. And like,
no, it sounds like they cart you. They're like, we got to take you to the hospital, even though they know you're dead, and then they pronounce you dead at the hospital. And
then that'd be hilarious. Like it's like he just watched Star Wars one day, like freeze him in carbonite. Like, so nobody dies. They freeze you and then they thaw you out on another. All right. So back to this. So people are showing up just completely naked, wearing no clothing at Disney World. And what they would do at Disney World is they would pull you aside and then they would like give you a free shirt. So people are purposely showing up naked to get free clothing. So here's that. Yeah, so here's when
you can be pronounced naked at Disneyland.
Yeah, you can't be pronounced. Yeah, you cannot be pronounced dead, but you can't be pronounced naked at Disney World. So Joe, pull up the videos of like the ladies that did it when it worked. Okay, so this is one.
Is this not one of those?
I don't know. I don't know. I just sent you some where it did work, ones where it did work, where they showed up with like side boob lady and they did get free
attack for a free shirt at Disney World Orlando.
My phone's got an Amber Alert. How appropriate after our earlier discussion.
No comment.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and play the.
That one was one where they made her buy one. Let me find one.
No, that's what I didn't want, Joe. Come on, Joe.
I do understand why people are on TikTok now. So far, so good.
Yeah.
With this clip.
So there's a few. Go to the one. Don't show them all. That's the one to show afterwards. So do the ones where it did work, Joe. There's a couple in there where it did work. And then they change a rule. That's a lady that did it and it didn't work. And then don't show the one where what you have to do now. Because there's one I sent you of a girl of what you have to do now to get a free shirt. So save that one for last. So there's but yeah, people go on like Disney hacks, like things to get away with stuff at Disney World. Okay.
I've never been.
So this one, it did work. This is one so this is how it used to be.
I don't know about that music, so I'm going to mute it.
Yeah, cool.
Okay. So she got a free shirt. She just showed up, and then the shirt that she's wearing, so she showed up wearing that, and they're like, that's not appropriate. So then they gave her a free shirt. She's wearing the free shirt.
Cool.
So that lady got a free shirt. What she's wearing is a free shirt.
This is a fun way to get free clothing. I'm in. I like this.
There's like a really hot chick that's like who's showing like the side boob that you have to show, and then she got a free shirt. She's the one in red.
She deserves it.
Yeah.
I'm all for this. I like this a lot. I like this scam.
Yeah.
Most
But then,
scams aren't this sexy.
Yeah, but it's funny because there's like mothers of 4 like just showing up with their ass cheeks hanging out trying to get like free pants.
That's not as exciting to me.
Yeah, this lady.
I have a type.
Okay, guys, new Disney hack. If you're wearing a shirt that shows a little under boob, they'll write you a ticket when you first enter Magic Kingdom. I'm not sure about the other parks, but they'll write you a ticket so you can get a free shirt at the nearest gift shop. I just got a $75 t-shirt just because I was wearing a shirt that was exposing my under boob a little bit. So yeah, if you want free Disney shirts, that's the hack.
Okay, but it's so cute, and if it's free, it's for me. Thank you, Disney.
All I want to say is that no fights break out at Disneyland while under boob is showing. So that's a
yeah,
plus.
it keeps the peace, I tell you.
Yeah.
So okay, so then we saw like it doesn't work anymore. They put an end to it because people are just showing up naked. The entire family are showing up naked and be like, "I want free clothes." And like, all right. So now the rule is you have to buy clothing there, or they kick you out.
So if you show up with under boob, you're now on the hook, contractually speaking, to buy a shirt or get a shirt. But most likely buy a shirt from Disneyland.
Yeah. So
that's the rules.
Yeah, you have to like buy your shirt right there on the spot, or you can't enter the park. You have to go home and get a shirt, or you can buy one right there. But people are just taking advantage of it. So they got rid of it. So now this girl, there's people that do extreme stuff. You can still get free clothes, but you got to do what this lady did, and it's insane. I don't know if you can crank up the volume on this one.
I have a hack for getting a free t-shirt at Disney. And I guarantee this works because I did it like 2 weeks ago. So what you're going to do is you're going to get yourself super dehydrated and get a nosebleed. And then you want to bleed on yourself, on the floor. Make sure to get a lot on your shirt. You want to make it look like you've been stabbed, basically. Preferably do this right before a ride so you know there's cast members around. And then a cast member will be like, oh my gosh, they have blood on their shirt. That's not a good look for us. We need to fix that. So they'll give you a ticket to pick out a free Disney t-shirt. Anyway, this is a t-shirt that I chose. And that's it. Super fun, super easy free t-shirt.
I got to say, I like the bikini hack better.
Yeah. Isn't
the
that
bloody
hilarious?
nose, it doesn't do it for me as much.
So what you do, you get your best friend to punch you in the face 6 times. So there's blood dripping all over your clothes. Then you get a free
I'd rather do 8 million things besides that, including buy a t-shirt with US currency.
Isn't that insane? Show that again, just one more time.
You know what? It is insane because it's even crazier to she said dehydrate yourself.
Yeah.
Until you get a nosebleed. I mean, it's almost preferable to get punched in the face, like you're saying. Dehydrate yourself.
We're getting a free t-shirt at Disney. And I guarantee this works because I did it like 2 weeks ago. So what you're going to do,
you almost kill yourself.
Super dehydrated and get a nosebleed. And then you want to bleed.
Hashtag worth it.
Yourself and on the floor. Make sure to get a lot on your shirt. You want to make it look like you've been stabbed, basically. Preferably do this right before a ride so you know there's cast members around. And then a cast member will be like, oh my gosh, they have blood on their shirt. That's not a good look for us. We need to fix that. So they'll give you a ticket to pick out a free Disney t-shirt. Anyway, this is a t-shirt that I chose. That's it. Super fun, super easy.
Super easy. Just don't eat. Like, all right, you've already spent. We don't eat her anymore. But you already spent thousands of dollars to go there. You're gonna ruin your vacation to get a $50 shirt.
I can't imagine doing this, and I could give a fuck about a Walt Disney t-shirt.
Yeah,
that's my perspective. Perspective from a 48-year-old man. I mean, I just don't give a shit. But I love that the kids are going for it. Hey, this is better than the Tide Pod Challenge. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's
man. I really want to get a free T-shirt.
It started from such a genuine, creative, sexy place, and now it's just gone dark.
You just get your friend. Sick. You just get your friend to stab you.
Yeah.
Just get your friend to stab you like 5 or 6 times. Just take a gunshot to the shoulder.
Disney fist fight. That'll get your whole family t-shirts. Right?
Dude,
if you play hard enough.
What would you when you go to concerts? Do you get T-shirts?
Not since I was a kid. No, I don't bother standing in line, paying that extra money. I don't buy clothes. People buy me clothes because they get sick of seeing me wearing the same old shit.
Is that your wife's family?
My wife buys me clothes. My family buys me clothes. Just as like a present or whatever. I don't buy clothes. I'm crazy like that. So I'm actually a prime candidate for this scenario, but I don't ever go to Disneyland or concerts. I just sit in this room and do podcasts with people.
You don't like to go to concerts?
Not that much anymore. I mean, I'm so old. I hate how loud it is. I mean, I've gotten really square, man.
Really, dude, I love concerts.
You're not square.
No one's saying I'm cool. That's for sure.
Even using the word square is square.
Wasn't that a Huey Lewis song?
It's like from the 60s. It's old. It's an old expression. It's like probably from like the 40s, actually. Beatnik shit.
Also, speaking of like movies that we saw when we were kids, I was talking to Joe about this. Like, I just watched the movie The Doors the other day, the Oliver Stone movie.
It doesn't hold up as much. In fact, there's a YouTube video called it just breaks down how Jim Morrison was not that much of a dick. And it has,
exactly. Like he's just a giant asshole this whole movie.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did at first, like when I saw it when I was a kid, I thought it was awesome because I just started. I would drink beer once in a while. I would smoke weed. And I was like, yeah, this is rebellious. I'm a badass. But like,
and he didn't even seem like he was from this planet. He was just this aloof, meandering asshole. And then there's another YouTube video that just breaks down all the things that aren't true about it. Or it might be the same video, but it's all like made up. The whole movie's made up.
Yeah, like no one would hang out with him if he was if he's like pulling out knives everywhere he goes, asking people to stab him in the face, like
hanging from windowsills and shit.
Yeah, you would lose. Yeah, nobody's like, all right, I'm not hanging out with this guy anymore.
Stomping the Thanksgiving turkey. Like that shit never fucking happens. Not even close. There was no even Thanksgiving dinner.
And then he died of heroin, which doesn't that calm you down to not do anything, let alone jumping around?
The jury's out on how he died because France didn't do an autopsy. So there's just theories.
What was it? Disneyland? Is there a Disneyland in France?
Yeah, he dehydrated himself to get a free T-shirt.
He was trying to get a free
because he was starting to get overweight.
And he took it too far.
Yeah, the nosebleed just never stopped.
Yeah, I did see that. Like, there's some speculation that maybe that Pam lady had something to do with it.
There's a lot of speculation, and heroin is part of it, but we just don't know for sure. And he was like a really bad alcoholic. And, that can kill you more than people realize, especially people of Cleveland don't realize that, but it can.
Yeah, no, it can. Yeah, we have it here.
The Great Lakes aren't always so great,
No, they're not. But yeah, that whole thing, like, and also like every scene, he's like running around in the streets. Everyone he meets, he's yelling his poetry into their face.
It's absurd. It's absurd. It's like when you watch it now, you're like, really? This came out, everyone loved it, everyone bought it. And when you watch it now, it just seems
like
so like made up. It just seems so strange and weird and fiction. It seems fictitious.
Yeah, like there's no way that happened. Like he'd have no friends. He never would have formed a band. Like they did 6 albums in 5 years. You have to have your shit together.
Well,
for
I don't know
a little bit for that. To happen.
Like he was still drunk, but the keyboard player was in the video I watched, and he's going, "I would never hang out with that guy from the movie." He goes, "My friend Jim Morrison was a sweet, intelligent guy." That's what he said.
Yeah, but I was just watching that movie. But like we came from like that dumb era where like when you're growing up, like remember that show Real World? I was talking to Joe about like that dude Puck. I thought was like the coolest guy.
I didn't fall for Puck. I didn't think he was cool.
But then you realize like he was just an asshole. Like he was like blowing snots all over the place. He's just a drunk asshole everywhere.
Yeah, no.
But when you're a kid, you're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And then you're like, what? No, that guy was a giant asshole.
No, but rebellious behavior is attractive when you're young.
Yeah.
And then when you get older, you just realize you're going to be the guy hit with the snot out of Puck's nose.
Yeah, and you're like, this guy's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like it doesn't translate at all. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, this is stupid. What was your
Mhm.
favorite movie back when you were a kid that doesn't hold up? If you could think of one or two.
The Doors very much doesn't hold up. That's actually a tough question because I think you took my answer. But it is strange to go back to something you loved. And I'll give you one. I liked the second Bill and Ted's when I was 16.
Okay.
And then I thought it was so good. But this one aged very quickly because then my cousin came to town. I'm like, we got to go see the second Bill and Ted's. I just saw it 2 weeks ago. It was great. And we went there and it just kind of bombed. You know that feeling where like you're like, watch this show and you watch it with people and you feel responsible for suggesting it.
Right.
And just like every joke, it's like almost like you're bombing. It's like every joke, and you're like, oh my God, this isn't as good as I thought it was.
Like they're thinking less. Like they're what do you call it? They're thinking less of you the more the movie.
Yeah, you're
goes
like, this
on.
is my responsibility. I just wasted everybody's 2 hours.
Yeah, dude. On that same note, like I was dating a girl that I met in Wichita, and she was 10 years younger than me. So
Mhm.
this is when I was like 36. She was like, she was like
26.
25.
I know this one,
Yeah,
26.
yeah. But she never saw the movie Better Off Dead, and so we watched Better Off Dead, and she hated it. Like, how do you think someone wanting to commit suicide is funny? And it's like I never look at it like it's a great movie. I still think that movie's hilarious.
I saw it recently and I liked it more because it really was dark, but it's a really light movie. But he's trying to kill himself the whole movie.
The whole movie
it just got like 80 times funnier to me. I'm like, I can't believe this came out and was like PG-13 or something.
Yeah, it was speaking of which, I hear you. Like it was insanely a great movie. I think the movie's still great, but like I couldn't believe how fucking upset she was because of the movie. Like, how do you dare think this is funny? I've had friends that like it's like,
yeah,
I'm not looking at it like that. It's just a great movie.
There's something that hasn't translated to people younger than us because when I was young, I thought dark shit didn't affect me that much because like I never thought I'd go through any dark shit or something. But like younger people are very sensitive to everyone's not just trauma, but hurt feelings.
Yeah, everyone's trauma.
You know, they're just so on top of that. And it's foreign to me.
Yeah, on that same night I was gonna say I watched that Dahmer's thing. The whole Netflix thing, and I thought it was interesting. I mean, serial killers are so interesting. I don't know.
I feel the opposite. That's one
really?
thing I've gotten more sensitive to is like all I can think about is this is a real daughter or son of somebody, and this really happened. That I know really happened.
Yeah,
to some degree, and it honestly breaks my heart. I think that's my greatest fear is not the murder, but like the captivity.
Right.
Of ending up somewhere that you don't want to be. That just terrifies me. I can't get into it. And people watch it and they think it's like really fun. It's not fun to me. Serial killers. It's really disturbing.
I'm not saying
to me,
it's
honestly.
fun. It's very disturbing, and that's what it's.
But you enjoy it. But you enjoy it on some level. I can't even enjoy that anymore.
Yeah. Anyways, I liked the thing, and I went down like a rabbit hole of like watching like different like Dahmer stuff just out of curiosity. But so at the one phase before he started killing people, he was living with his grandma, and he stole a mannequin from a department store.
Wow.
And he would like lay in the bed with the mannequin.
Okay.
Because he was gay. It's back when like homosexuality was like very closeted or whatever. And he'd had a male mannequin. He was sleeping.
Not like now, while when it would improve your life, right, Ray?
Yeah. Yeah. Now. Yeah. Now.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. But
that's crazy. That is very strange. That is just very.
Well, it turns out he
strange.
could get way weirder. Like people give him a
Yeah.
hard time for having a mannequin. His grandma like made him get rid of the mannequin. It's like, you sure you want him to get rid of the mannequin? It can get a lot worse. Are you sure? Let him have the mannequin.
It's keeping him indoors. It's keeping him home. Let him have it.
Let Jeffrey Dahmer's have the mannequin. Why is everyone like thought that was a weird thing? Like they thought it was weird when he had a man. Well, if you think that's weird, it's going to get more weird. It's going to let him have the mannequin. Let him.
Right.
Yeah.
And
just let him
torturing animals is just the transition. It's only going to get crazier. Right. And then he went on to torture animals, probably.
No, he didn't torture animals as much as he would pick up roadkill and dissect them.
Wild.
He would, so he didn't kill them. He would take them home and dissect them.
That's
the
wild.
guy's just like, the guy's like obviously got issues, but but also like the whole thing about him and the mannequin, it was like 1987, and it was literally a year earlier the movie Mannequin came out. About Andrew McCarthy was like dating a mannequin in the department store.
That is, man, the 80s were so amazing with movies. That is some off the wall shit.
So he watched the movie Mannequin and got the idea and be like, I fucking want a mannequin. If he can get a mannequin, I want a mannequin.
I think that's a brilliant concept, Ray. I think you nailed it. Because in 1987, everybody wanted to fuck a mannequin.
Yeah.
It was all the rage. By the time Mannequin 2 came out, nobody really gave a shit anymore. But still, that moment. That was Mannequin Summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Mannequin 2. Dahmer's took it up. It's like, he's eating the mannequins? Why is he eating the mannequin? But no, I just thought that was insane because like it literally he got caught with the mannequin like just a couple years after the movie Mannequin came. I got caught with the mannequin. Turns out that was like they should have let him have the mannequin.
I think you're right.
I think
that was his emotional support fuck toy. Yeah.
If your kid brings home a mannequin, don't make it weird on him and let him have his mannequin. Mm-hmm. Talk to a social worker and be like, hey, he's got a mannequin.
Right.
Let him have the dumb mannequin. It worked out for Andrew McCarthy.
I've said it time and time again, Ray. Let the man have his mannequin.
Let him have his mannequin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it is weird that it's called a mannequin. It was a woman that Andrew McCarthy had.
Well, that was the sexist world we lived in.
That's how it was back then. Now it'd be a woman.
It's a Verican now.
Yeah. And then his mannequin turned into Kim Cattrall.
What? Whose mannequin?
Andrew McCarthy.
Yes. You're right. You're right. Very sexy movie. It was one of those rated R movies I couldn't really get into as a kid, but I always wanted to see it, and you'd catch bits and pieces here and there on cable or whatever, and then your parents would walk in. Was it PG?
PG. I think it's PG. Yeah.
Wow. I grew up Catholic, so everything was very sexy to me. Seemed rated R.
Everything was rated R.
In my head, I think.
Like when I was a kid, my dad owned a video store, so I had access to like all the movies.
That's so great.
Yeah.
I'm getting excited about that, even though I have streaming on my TV.
Yeah.
That just sounds so amazing for back then.
Yeah. So like any movie I wanted, I could like see it. You know what movie's not a good movie that I thought was great? The Jazz Singer, great soundtrack. I love Neil Diamond, but the movie's not that great. He's an asshole during the whole movie.
Huh.
Neil Diamond.
Yeah, that's like biopics of musicians back then. That they just be assholes and be like, this guy's so much of an asshole that he
must be talented. Yeah. Like it doesn't hold up for that.
I didn't see that. That's obviously a remake of the Al Jolson thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of nerve to remake that. I felt like we were trying to bury that one mentally.
Yeah, well, the whole yeah. See, Neil Diamond does do blackface in the movie. He does it. Well, he's in a black band. He's the only non-black guy, and to play in the black club, like a dummy, he painted like you had to do that in 1981.
Ray, are you serious?
Yeah,
that's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. Neil Diamond's in blackface, and he does a blackface scene in the movie.
Hold on, is this an Al Jolson biopic? Or is it a remake?
No,
of the
it's
movie?
a remake. It's a remake of the movie.
That is so
where it's
crazy.
Neil Diamond, where Neil Diamond, his dad's like a Jewish pastor, and his dad wants him to follow in his footsteps, but he wants to like go do his own music. He leaves his wife, then he meets another woman. So he divorces his wife, meets a new woman, gets her pregnant.
Oh,
The second she gets pregnant, he leaves her just to like, he's just kind of a dick the whole movie. But the
That
music's amazing. The music's amazing. Got Love on
I
the
think
Rocks.
I think I think I caught, you know, like the last 10 minutes of this movie in a hotel somewhere. But that is wild that there was a blackface scenario
Yep.
in that version of the movie. That is wild. That blows my mind.
In 1981, Neil Diamond. Yeah, everyone gave Al Jolson backlash, and that was like, what, like 40 years before that or 30 years before that?
That's when it happened in movies. I mean, I'm not defending Al Jolson. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
But that you think you'd leave that part out of the remake?
Nope. It's in there.
Huh.
It's in there. Still a great soundtrack. I like Neil Diamond. I think we all like Neil Diamond. But you never hear Neil Diamond get backlash for that.
Ever once. But there will be a day on Twitter. There'll just be like a random day where everybody gets theirs.
They get rid of Sweet Caroline. They're going to cancel Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline.
There's some things that white people just can't give up, and Sweet Caroline is one of them.
That's the one that just kind of. Hell, he did give us Sweet Caroline, so we can. All right, I'm going to get ready to wrap up here, man. But thank you for joining me, man. And sorry if anything was uncomfortable for you.
My pleasure. My pleasure to be here. And again, congratulations on being part of Shuli's network. And please listen to The Power of How. It's my new podcast. I'm at The Full Charge on Twitter and all the social medias, and you can find all the information there.
Yeah, follow him. Hit like, hit subscribe to all his stuff. Very funny comic. Go see him live. All right, buddy. I'm gonna hang out here. I'm gonna hang out for a little bit, Joe. But say goodbye to Matt. Bye, Matt. Thanks.
See ya.
Buddy.
Thanks.
Cool. All right. I'll hang out with people in the chat here for a minute, and then you kick me off, Joe, when you want me to end. See what's going on here in the chat. People are having fun. Ray watched Ninja Turtles on repeat. I never got into the movie Ninja Turtles. I know Vanilla Ice had a son. I never got into Ninja Turtles. I was a little too old for that, if that makes sense. But yeah, there's a joke. I know I do a joke in my act about Ninja Turtles, but I was never too crazy into Ninja Turtles. I was Star Wars, and let's see what else. Just going through. I find it iconic that now kids and even adults have reborn babies they carry out in public. All right, that's Stormy's in here. What's going on, Stormy? Julian Herta, how are you? Sam V, what's up? Carlos Danger. Sam V, how can I get in touch with you? Babina, Reverend Bob Ray, is this your future? Jeffrey Dahmer think Brett Hollywood's show is slightly overrated. I like Ray. He needs to flip out a little bit. That would be entertaining. We have a serial killer in the chat. Oh, I don't know who the serial killer in the chat was. So how are you guys? Joe, are you still here with me, buddy?
No, I left a little while ago.
Oh, he left a while ago. Sing us your favorite Madonna song. I want my favorite Madonna song is probably Crazy For You from Vision Quest. Where can we see you in Cleveland? I know I'm headlining the Funny Stop in July. I know I'm doing that. That's in Akron. Yeah, I do a bunch of shows in Cleveland, but unless I'm getting paid significantly, I would I want to do the Grog Shop. I'm going to set up the Grog Shop. So I'll do an hour at the Grog Shop or something. Welcome to the Shuli Network, Ray. There's a no Geno's policy here. I don't even care. Yeah, someone put up a clip of me bitching at Geno today, which is from an old podcast. The Kish Army. There you go. Everyone follow me at YouTube, Rock Bottom Pod. Also, my YouTube channel for my stand-up clips, Instagram, the Patreon, you bastards, patreon.com/Ray DeVito. Sign up. I am going to put we'll watch my Dry Bar special together. How about that? We'll do that. We'll do that on my Patreon. We'll do that. What'd you think, Joe? Give me some feedback about the show. What'd you think?
I loved it. I think you're hilarious. Your guests are always I'm trying to be diplomatic here, but they're just not what our audience is used to.
Well, Danny Polchuk's here next week, and he's more. I get it. Like they're like.
I was super reticent about saying anything, which I felt bad for you for a while there.
No, I love Matt. He's a great dude. But yeah, I get it. Some people are not comfortable like talking about certain things, and that makes sense. It is what it is. Oh yeah, I did have someone said half of Ray's ex-roommates were killers. Yes, I did have a roommate that killed his mom. Yeah, I don't think you know that story, Joe. I'll have to get into that sometime.
I am being honest. You'll learn that about me over time. To a fault, I am honest. It's always refreshing at first until I say something that gets under your skin.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Like, but yeah, I get it. That's like a weird thing to talk about, the subject matter we're going to. I was just quoting a Mark Maron joke, which is a funny joke. That's not my joke. That's Mark Maron joke. It's on his one of his specials from the 90s.
I thought your friend was a little sensitive there.
Yeah, he was. I get it where like a lot of comics can be sensitive, and that's fine. They got to worry about their stuff. I'm not mad at them for that. But yeah, we're doing this on you guys let me know. Hit me up on Twitter or whatever. Let me know some guests you would like to see. I do know that I did Who Are These Podcasts? I had Carl from there, and we had a great time yesterday. I think he just put that up today. He's gonna be doing my podcast and Monday at 3:00. And if it's open, maybe we'll do it on the Shuli Network too. So yeah, you guys. But yeah, I will get more yeah, and that's my fault. I need to be more conscious of when I have guests, what to talk about with the guests. Like I was just shitting on that Prince Andrew guy is all I was doing.
You and I had a lot of fun goofing on it in our meeting, and then the Spike strips of comedy showed up and pulled the emergency brake.
Yeah, it's all right. I do think that's hilarious about that Jeffrey Dahmer and that mannequin thing. Like, yeah, if your kid brings home a mannequin, let them have it. Let your kids play with their toys. It could be worse. Let them have their toy. Let them do what they. If he wants to sleep with a mannequin, let him sleep with a mannequin. Who cares? We can all be. We can all. That's better than what could happen. Let's just say that. All right, I'm gonna sign off. I love everybody. Thank you guys for hanging. Thanks, Joe, and I'll see you guys soon.